Let's do an example of revolving a region around the y-axis using the steps that we developed in the previous video. So what I've got here is the function y equals, or the graph of y equals x squared plus 2. That's cut off above by y equals 11, leaving this shaded region. So what we want to do is take that shaded region and revolve it around the y-axis, kind of creating a bowl here. So what we need to do is we need to follow the steps that are laid out here and figure out how to solve this problem. So the first step is to rewrite f of x in terms of y. So this is kind of my f of x here. So I need to get that x by itself to create a function. So I say, okay, well, 1, y equals x squared plus 2. So that tells me that y minus 2 is equal to x squared, which then means that I actually get that sort of plus and minus case. I could say, by rewriting that as x squared equals y minus 2, just flipping around the sides, I then could say x equals plus or minus the square root of y minus 2. Now, in this particular case, you got to be don't be dumb about it. The reason being is that the x values here are clearly positive. So this plus or minus doesn't make a lot of sense because the square root's not going to, it's only going to give us non-negative numbers. So the negative case doesn't make sense here. So we're just going to say that x is y minus 2. So h of y is the square root of y minus 2. So that's sort of our first step. Now, our second step is to find the y bounds here. So what I need to do is I need to find the lower bound and I need to find the upper bound. So to do that, okay, well, I have x squared plus 2. Now if I go all the way down to the vertex there, what I see is that's going to strike the y-axis. So when the x value is 0 here, this is y equals 2. And clearly at y equals 11, I've got, y equals 11. So that looks like my bounds are 2 and 11. So I'll just write that here, 2. So that A is 2 and B is 11. All right, so we have 2 and 11. Now we need to finish this off with the third piece, putting it all together. Let me get a different marker here. Hopefully my red is bright enough for you. We'll see. My volume is the integral from a to b, so 2 to 11. Of the square root of y minus 2 dy, or pi square root of y minus 2 squared dy. So we just need to square this thing. V is then pi to 11. That's y minus 2 dy. At this point, what we need to do is we need to say, all right, let's use a substitution. We can say that u is y minus 2, du is dy, and when y is 2, that tells me u is 0. Pull that pi out there. And when y is 11, that tells me that u is 9. By plugging in there, I get u squared du gets me pi 1/3 u cubed from 0 to 9. And we know that, let's see, 9 cubed is 729, but divided by 3 would be 243, which would give us 243 pi. So that's the basic idea here. It's not really different from doing it the standard way, but we have to be a little more careful. Realistically, it's these two parts that'll get you. I mean, obviously it has 2 out of 3, but a lot of people struggle with this because they struggle with getting inverse functions very well, and this can be a little complicated, but practice makes perfect.